Hey everybody, it's Chad, Nobody Else's Auto, 7 o'clock Sunday evening, time for some Sunday night live chat. We've got a great group already on YouTube, ready to rock and roll. Looks like we are connecting on Facebook. As always, we are live on two formats, both Facebook and YouTube. As you see me glancing back and forth between the monitors for comments. Let's see who's here and ready to go. Leo is here. The Nut Farm, Randall's back. Bill Wagaman's on. Austin's on. Neil's back with us. Kevin Brown's here. Mark Kirk, new to the show, but coming in April. Awesome, Mark. Friend of Kevin Brown's. Glad you're here, Mark, and welcome. Let's see. Pete's here with us. Kenny Peterson made it. Kevin L. Jim Petty. Ken's on. Weston's on. Oh, I just bought another Camaro. I'm sure that shocks no one. So, sorry about that. I was waiting to hear back on that, so. Okay. Let's see. Weston's here. Brian Dispatch. Glenn's on. He got an ad right out of the gate. That doesn't surprise me. Scott's with us on Facebook, so it looks like we are connecting there as well. Early one or new one. This one's a 68. Dad's here with us. Obviously, the ads are a problem. Glenn's already had them right out of the gate, so Ryan and Amy are here with us. Bill Disk is on. Can we report ads? Good question. I'm starting to wonder because they're definitely becoming a problem. No, I did not make $1 million at the swap meet at all. Rico and Jess are here. Nope, actually, it's a 6-cylinder car by Vin. There's no motor in it, but it's a 6-cylinder car by Vin. Jeff from Ottawa is here. Glad you guys are back and ready for another evening of fun for episode number 201. Yes, 201 times we've done this. And you guys keep coming back. I'm not really sure why, but you do, and I'm glad you do because you guys are the ones that make this happen. But Mike from Texas is here. But as always, a little bit of housekeeping as we get rolling here. Autocorrect, please double check your autocorrect before you hit send in case it changed your comment, something I can't make out. I try to catch most of the comments. I do miss a few. But if I can't make it out because of what autocorrect changed, I will skip it. If you're on the Nobody Show Facebook page, I cannot see those comments. This is a shared video from the Nobody Else's Auto page. So you'll need to be on the Nobody Else's Auto Facebook page or the Nobody Show YouTube channel to comment, participate in the auctions, etc., etc. If you want to hang out on the Nobody Show Facebook page and just watch and enjoy, perfect. You're no problems whatsoever. You're perfectly good there. I just cannot see those comments. Trolls, we do occasionally get trolls on here. You guys do an amazing job of making sure they know they're not welcome. I ignore them just because they're trying to screw up our chat because they can't get enough attention from mommy, so they want some from us. Super chats are always awesome. Ads are definitely becoming a problem. As always, you guys just let me know if you're getting a barrage of ads. Sometimes YouTube tells me that they're sending them. Sometimes they do not. So, Dennis Chapman's here. So please keep that in mind. If we get ads in the middle of the auction, I will stop the timer where it is at as soon as you guys let me know we have ads. Go ahead and throw a share out there. Let your friends know we are on and ready to go. Sounds great, Leo. I will keep my eyes peeled for that. I did get several checks in the mail that while I was at the swap meet, I have not gone through all those yet. But that does bring up one thing. Kevin's, you sent yours to the yard, and we haven't talked about this in a while, guys. Do not send anything to the yard. Because that check laid out there for I don't know how many days. Because I had checked the mail Wednesday, and then I left, and I didn't check it again until this afternoon, and that check was in there. So if you send something to the yard on 281, I may or may not get it. So the 522 Morton address, the address that's in the text part of these videos is where I have all the mail go to just for that exact reason. Anything that goes to the yard, just like that check, may lay there for 2, 3, 4 days because the mail comes late in the day out there. And if I'm not out there at 4 or 5 o'clock that day, then it lays there at least until the next day. And then like in this instance for 4 or 5 days. So the 522 Morton, that is in the text part of this video. That's my shops in town. That's where I get the mail on a regular basis. So Lee from New York is here. Billy Bowman is on with us and ready to go. So anyway, been an interesting week. I've obviously had a lot going on. I'm sure some of you guys caught the swap meet video from the Wichita swap meet with Jess, who can be a real pest. She's like a little sister. She's a pest. We do have a lot of fun, though. we did have a lot of fun making the video. I hope you guys caught that. If you didn't, be sure to catch that one from Friday night. Alan from Arizona is here. She did make me buy her a hat. I told her she needed a funny hat for the video. So she's like, okay, you're buying it for me. So I agreed to buy her a hat for the video, which was funny. So Randall the Nut Farmer is ready to go. He's like, we don't want to talk about this. We want to talk about this. Alex is here with us. Kevin L. enjoyed the video. Good. Glad you did. But the Wichita Swap Meet, like I talked about in the video last Wednesday, it's been going on for probably right around 50 years. We've been going, we've been setting up there since the late 80s. John's here with us. Saw John this weekend. Pappy's on. So it's one of those that I literally have been going so long, I almost wouldn't know what to do if I didn't go. And swap meets are a lot of fun. You're always looking for cool stuff, and I did get some cool stuff, by the way. And some cool stuff that you guys are going to be seeing a little bit of it later tonight, actually, but definitely some cool stuff coming up. Get your money back on that hot. I'm not sure about what that was, Bill. Nate's here with us. Got a chance to talk to Nate yesterday. Saw him and his son hanging out at the swap meet. But Alan's here. It's just like I said, there's a lot of those guys. That's literally the only time of the year you see them. It is a social event. There's absolutely no doubt about that. My money back on that hat. I should have, but I did not get my money back on that hat. Just took the hat. So, but maybe we'll get her to wear it in the next video. Maybe we'll get a couple videos out of it. Who knows? So, but it was fun. If you guys couldn't tell, we were having a lot of fun when we did the video. So that was a good time. And like I said, you get to see people. I did get some cool stuff bought, and that's what those things are about. I mean, it's looking for stuff and seeing your friends and hanging out, talking car stuff, bench racing, and that's what they're for, and that's what we love about them. Thanks, Andy. Appreciate that. It's Heather and that other dude. Yep. Hey, I'll take that. I'm good with that. That's not. How about an Auburn badge just for that, though? But what did I pick up at the swap meet? I got some cool stuff that you guys are going to be seeing in some auctions and some raffles, some signs, some toys, things like that. Parts-wise, I got a set of 69 to 72 A-body buckets. I got something that's really cool. 37 Ford pickup grill. A pretty decent 37 Ford pickup grill. I was kind of excited about that. So Dad bought a bunch of hubcaps. We got to see some. I got some cool stuff from John. John took good care of me on a few things, and we're going to share one of those pieces with you guys here in a little bit. It will not be in the auction, by the way, because it is way too cool, and I'm going to keep it because I love it. So Shop 209's back. Glad you're here, Shop 209. I ain't seen you in a while. Glad you're hanging out. I've still got a few Novas. Not near as many Novas as you've got, but I've got a few. Just depends on what you need. So, but I haven't even started unloading the truck yet. So we got we'll get some pictures and stuff of that stuff as we get it sorted out, and let's share with you guys what. You're down to 8. Okay, so you're running. You actually are running a little low on Novas at 8. So. Anyhow, if you guys missed the swap meet, they do have it planned for next year. It is booked in. They do have the hall rented, so it is going to be roughly about the same time next year. So please, mark that down. Think about it if you want to try to make it next year to the Wichita, Kansas Sunflower Swap Meet for charity. John and his crew do a good job with it. It's a lot of work to put an event like that on. It is tricky doing it downtown, but unfortunately, there just isn't a lot of other options. Overall, the event went pretty smooth. The main snags were things that had nothing to do with the swap meet. Like they went to like those, the parking, the parking lot, they charge you to park, and they went the deal where you got to get the app on your phone and pay through the app. There's no meters or anything. I know there was a lot of confusion with that, things like that. So I know there were some issues like that, but unfortunately can be a problem, but it's nothing that the people that control the swap meet have anything to do with. The other thing was there was a swap meet in Lincoln, Nebraska this weekend as well. But there again, when you're up against the schedule, trying to get a facility of that size and magnitude to hold an event this big, it's tough. And that's kind of what they were up against on dates as well. So that type of stuff is going to happen. Fortunately, they did a great job in doing the best they could with what they had to work with, and it all came out great. So I think everybody had a good time. I know everybody I talked to had a good time, and we got to have a lot of fun. And like I said, we brought you some stuff from the swap meet on the video Friday night, so be sure to check that out and see what you think of that. So something else interesting happened this week. The Duesenberg has a new owner. Yes, the Duesenberg we did all the content on. If you guys did not see any of that Duesenberg content last year, please go back and check that out. That was an amazing car and an amazing experience to get to be part of that with Doug Prey. For him to invite me down to do the video on it, learn about the car, learn about Duesenbergs in general, that was super, super neat. The car did cross the auction block at Amelia Island in Florida on Thursday. Gooding and Company had it. They actually had the car listed no reserve. And it shows online. And I don't know if this includes, I'm going to assume this is Hammer because it was an even number. And if it had been with fees, it would have obviously been, not a dead even number. They have it listed at as selling at, and I'm guessing this is Hammer, at $2.4 million. So John says, make sure you get the app and pay or it's a $60 ticket. Oof. Ouch. The 36 Lincoln Model K on Bring a Trailer. No, did not see that either. So it was pretty cool to, literally we know it's definitely a $2+ million car. And, I got to be involved in it, a smidge involved with it. As far as being involved through Doug Prey after he found the car, going down, doing the original content when he found the car, and then going down and, we get to ride in it. And, just an amazing experience. So I have not talked to Doug since the car sold. I obviously, with me being at the swap meet all day Friday and Saturday, the car went through Amelia Thursday afternoon. So I'm going to try to get a hold of Doug this week. I would assume after all the work that they did with that car in their shop, whoever did buy it will be contacting Doug, so he will have some more information on it soon. Hopefully, Alex on with us on Facebook. Hopefully, we'll have some more information about the Duesenberg in the near future. So, but it does show sold. Should have it. So apparently it does have a new owner at $2.4 million. Just mind-boggling numbers. Something else happened that Pete forwarded to me. We were talking just to kind of take a step back here for a minute. That we last week on our 200th episode, we touched on the fact that we do miss our good friend Jason Withrow after we lost him a year ago. So Pete did reach out to his wife, sent her a quick note, and she did respond that she really appreciates the fact that that we hadn't forgotten about him, and that and he was so happy to be part of this group. So that was very nice. I appreciate Pete reaching out to her, and she did send back a very nice response that about his involvement with us, and that was nice. That she was appreciative of that and glad that nobody had forgotten him, because he was so happy to be part of the group. So that was very nice as well. But speaking of Pete, that also brings us up to what is really turning into maybe an event. The Gathering of the Nobodies. The Gathering of the Nobodies 2024, April 20th here in Great Bend, Kansas. Now, we've been talking about this for probably a month now. And you guys are signing up. I didn't think anybody would be interested in doing this. As of right now, I think Pete has 22 names on his list that plan on attending. Numero uno, number one, is here, making lemon pepper drumsticks. An internet inviting new nobodies. Awesome, number one. You're great for that. I super appreciate your support in helping invite your friends over to join us. So But the gathering of the nobodies, April 20th of 2024. Pete's email address, once again. If you're interested in coming, please send Pete an email. Pete does have an email thread going with all of the interested parties that plan on attending up and running so we can keep up to date with what is going on. Pete and I have been spent some time talking to Rico, and got him and I come up with some ideas this weekend, throwing some things around. We didn't really listen to Jess because it was Jess, so that wasn't that important. But Shop 209 knows the hotels are a great venue. So it's starting to come together. So please, if you're interested in coming to Great Bend for the gathering of the nobodies, email Pete and get on the email thread that Pete has built for the people coming so we can keep up to date with information. The hotel information is on there, things like that. So we'll hold this up again a little bit later on, but please get with Pete and get on that email string if you plan on coming. Frank's here. Now, what are we going to do? We're throwing ideas around about what we're going to do, how we're going to do it, things like that. Obviously, a lot of you guys are planning on coming in on Friday afternoon, the ones that are traveling in. Some of you guys, some local guys, John lives down by Wichita, so he said he's driving up Saturday morning. The guys from down by Pratt, talk to those guys at Swap Meet. They'll probably just come up for Saturday. But a lot of you guys are planning on coming in on Friday, which is awesome. I still haven't caught up with my buddy that owns the brewery. Obviously, he knows about it because he was on with us for a while here a week or two ago. So we are going to start getting some ideas put together. But Friday night, I think we will just plan on hanging out at the brewery. They do have a food truck at the brewery on the weekends. There's also Gambino's. There's Lumpy's across the parking lot, so there's places to eat down there. So those are all good possibilities. Saturday at the yard, kind of roughly what we're thinking about doing. You're 20 hours away. I knew you were a ways away. I didn't know you were quite that far away. On Saturday, what I think we're probably going to plan on doing is probably plan on being at the yard around 9. That will give myself a little time to get out there, get the buildings opened up, get a few things set up. Is Wikipedia coming? I don't know. I didn't ask him. And I don't know if there's any big auctions that week. I'll have to check and see. But that's a great question, number one. I will check with him and see if he might be around that weekend. So we'll probably plan on being at the yard around 9-ish on Saturday morning. I'll be there. I'm sure Shayla will be there. Dad's planning on going out. So we'll have a few things I'll need to get set up and ready. Rusty's here with us. But some of the things are going to be going on that day. Obviously, I know a lot of you guys want to look at the cars. You want to see the cars. Obviously, I'll do as much of that as I can as far as guiding people. I'm sure I'll be plenty busy. Dad pretty much knows where everything is at. Rico will be around to help. Rico's been here enough. He's got a pretty good idea where things are at. So we've got a few people to help with some of that. If Jim's going to be there, might come down from the Great White North and shovel enough snow. So no, I did talk to him this weekend, obviously, because we were at the swap meet. We had him on the video, but I didn't actually specifically ask him if that was anything he'd be interested in doing. So we'll probably, we'll hang out. We'll look at the cars. If there's anything you guys are interested in, we can sure talk about that. Like Pete put on the email thread, if there's anything big you plan on picking up, like Alex planning on picking up a car, which I do have dug out now, please get with me ahead of time so I can have anything big ready to go that day. And small stuff we can deal with at that point. What are we going to do there during that day while we're out there? I've got some different ideas on food. We're throwing some different ideas around about what to do for lunch out there. We've got a couple of ideas. I don't know what we're going to go with. Do plan on doing some silent auctions that day. I did buy a few things this weekend for the silent auctions. I've got some medium-sized stuff that, would be kind of a pain to ship, but is still super cool. I will also have a few smaller things on some silent auctions. I don't know how many we're going to do, 8, 10, 12 pieces. We'll just kind of see how it sets up. So we'll plan on doing that throughout the day. And as we're hanging out, checking stuff out at the yard. Later in the afternoon, we will probably try to head back to town to the shops where we're at right now. The shop next door is where the majority of my good cars are at. And then this shop that I'm in now is the one that I work in. So we're probably going to plan on coming in here later in the afternoon. That evening, there's a couple of different concepts that are floating around for the evening. So we will see how that goes as far as what we decide to do for dinner Saturday evening and things like that. And then I would imagine we will probably end up, hanging out at the brewery again that night as well. And then most of you guys are planning on leaving on Sunday morning. Now, some of you guys that are driving in, obviously, if you want to hang out this Saturday evening, you're more than welcome to. Or if you want to get a room just for Saturday night, that you could do that as well. If you want to hang out with us Saturday evening for you guys that are planning on driving in Saturday morning, it's completely up to you. But Nut Farm, the ads are shutting him off and restarting from the beginning, so that's no fun. That was doing that to some other people too, on previous episodes. So in a nutshell, Justin's here with us. That's roughly what we're looking at on that day. Your feedback is, as always, welcome. And anything else you think we can do? Oh, and I think we'll probably do a few raffle drawings as well that day. Everybody that is here will get their name in a hat, and we'll give away a few things that way also. So we'll plan on doing some drawings, silent auction, checking out the cars. EJ's here. My good buddy Eric is on with us as well. Glad EJ's here. And hopefully EJ's going to hang out with us that weekend as well. So we'll see how that works out. Who's making the annual sign? I don't know. Nobody said they were going to make a sign yet. So yes, I can, Rusty. Not a problem. This is Pete Winter's email address. If you're interested in coming on April 20th. Tim's here. So we're going to see how things go. Like I said, we've got 22 people, I think, right now. To try to keep things manageable. Pete and I discussed this a little bit today as well. Depending on how many people sign up, we may have to put a limit on it too, as to how far as how many people we can handle, just because we don't really know what we're doing. If we decide to do this again next year, we'll have a much better idea of what to expect. Justin made it on YouTube. So just bear that in mind. I want to do it right. I want to keep it managed. So, okay, sounds good, Kenny. But that's kind of that's roughly what we're thinking about. Now, I know there's a lot of blanks in there yet that haven't been nailed down, but we've got some great ideas. There are some people here in Great Bend that are starting to get wind of it, that are starting to offer some help with it. So we'll see what that turns out to be. I don't know, may not be anything, but you never know. We may have some other people that want to help us out and be involved with it. And we'll just see how it goes. Like I said, this thing completely came together on a whim, and didn't expect it to ever get this far, much less have 22 people signed up planning on coming. And so we're going to kind of work our way through it and do everything we can to make it a great time. So that's about all we can do is work hard and put something cool together. So April 20th, the Gathering of the Nobodies 2024. Email Pete if you are interested and get on the list. Hotel information is on there, and I think it's going to be a fun weekend. And Rico's got ads. Everybody else got ads? Are we hung up here for a second? Think big. We got fireworks and hearts rolling. I love the fireworks and hearts. Nice little river of them rolling along with the comments. So, yep, Lee's got ads. So we do have some ads. So we'll give it a second here. to see how this works. Oh, Shop 209 has premium, so he does not have ads. So, okay. Well, I guess we'll probably, if we're not back, we're pretty close to back, so we can start rolling here and see what happens. Let's see. New inventory, obviously just the stuff I bought at the swap meet is all I had. Bush Latte or Old Milwaukee to sponsor. Now we don't have any big sponsors like that quite yet, so I don't think we're quite at that level. Tweedly D's here. So anyway, that's kind of what's been cooking. We already talked about new inventory because it's just a swap meet parts. And I did get some other stuff. That Ford truck grill I was kind of excited about. And like I said, you're going to see a few pieces of it later on in the auction night. We're going to see some of it pop up in some raffles, and we're going to have some of it at the silent auction. So I did get some good stuff that I think you guys are going to dig at the swap meet this week. Balin Wires here. Okay, let's keep moving. We got the promo model. We got some badges and emblems. We got story time. We got the raffle to talk about. And we got some auctions, and we got the magazines. So we've got a full episode tonight, so let's keep moving on to tonight's promo model. We've looked at a couple of these in various colors and various styles. This is the last one that I've got. I think we've looked at two of them in various conditions. This particular one is a friction. Or a wind-up, I guess. Not really a friction. It's got a wind-up on it. Double my money on the Pepsi sign. I thought the Pepsi sign was kind of cool, so that's why I snagged it. Yeah, Mark Falcon has had some other stuff going on here lately, so he hasn't been around much. But this is the last one of this that I've got in a different color, and I can't really tell what the color is. It's either sea mist green or birch gray, because it's got kind of a weird tint to it, and it is 75-year-old plastic, so maybe it's supposed to be both. I'm not really sure. I've not seen Big Job yet tonight either. Hopefully it doesn't spark. I don't want to catch it on fire. It's plastic. It's a plastic car. On this 1949 Ford promo. Now, which one is this? Early or late? Well, just like we've talked about on the other ones, we see standard door handles as well as external trunk hinges. So this is a later version, just like we talked about on those, where the early promos actually had suicide doors and hidden trunk hinges, which we know did not come out on the car itself. So this color, like I said, I'm not really sure. I looked up color charts on 49 Fords last night, and I literally held the car right up to the screen, and it kind of looked like the birch gray, but it had so much of a green tint to it that it almost looked like the sea mist green as well. This promo is in pretty decent shape. Since it is wind up, there is no interior in it. These are just chrome plated windows all the way around. You can't see in any here because there is no interior in it. Front of this Ford promo is really in good shape. It's not busted up. It's not chipped up. It's got one little wonky chip right there, but park lights are intact. The corners of the bumpers are intact. Same thing on the back side of it. So pretty decent shape. Polished up pretty nice. Not all busted up. A little bit of warp, but not bad considering, this thing's 75 years old. Just it looked green to him, so yeah. Even has the hood ornament molded right into it. There's Heather, Brett and Heather with us. Glad you guys are here tonight. All the original tires and hubcaps on this as well. So there it is for tonight's promo, the 1949 Ford as the later version of the promo that did match the production car. Swap meet was good. We talked about that earlier, but yeah, we had a good time with the swap meet as always. How about some badges and emblems? Actually, we're going to do a small cap and a badge tonight. Like we've talked about, we're going to start mixing some hubcaps and grease caps in with the badges and emblems, just because I got a lot of cool ones of those too. and they're neat to check out. But tonight we're going to start off with a little grease cap. Pretty nice shape and kind of an odd car. But that's what's cool. That's why we do this. We're going to talk about this car a little bit different as well. This is off of a Peerless. Now, I'm guessing this has been repainted. The black is too nice. But it is nice and crisp. This thing is not beat up. It does have dings and dents and scratches because it's, you know, at least 80 or probably 90 years old. So it's not perfect. But it still looks pretty darn good. Across the front here, where the letters actually are, is nice and crisp. But like I said, I do believe it has been repainted. This is kind of a different one. Obviously, we see the hex head around here where you could get on it to unscrew this. The outside perimeter is smooth, and it is actually ridged. Also, I believe has been repainted. Tony's here with us. One of AMT's first promos is what the 49 Ford was, Bill says. Obviously, these are internal threads. They did screw onto the axles, just like all these other grease caps that we've been checking out. But I thought this one was very unique. We got ads. Everybody else got ads, or are we good? So the Peerless cap, a little bit about the Peerless. Peerless began by making clothes ringers and then bicycles before building single-cylinder buggies called motorettes. Powered by small Dadeon engines in 1900, the first real Peerless cars were also single-cylinder models introduced in 1901. I don't need to auction this because it's the only one I've got. It is now your official swap meet hat. That's correct. Followed by a two-cylinder tonneau model in 1902. At that time, the company became the Peerless Motor Car Company. A range of four-cylinder limousine and touring models up to 35 horsepower were offered in 1904. These early Peerless automobiles were very modern in appearance for the time with graceful coachwork. Peerless entered the racing scene in 1903, and in 1904, a huge 60-horsepower racer called the Green Dragon was built to be driven by Barney Oldfield, which resulted in numerous speed records and publicity that made the Peerless name famous across America. From 1905, Peerless decided to concentrate on the luxury market. A six-cylinder model was introduced in 1907 and a V8 in 1916 in a Peerless. Peerless managed to survive the first post-World War Depression, but there were continuing upheavals in Peerless management. A lower-priced six-cylinder model was introduced in 1925 and advertised as, "Now there's a Peerless for everyone." Peerless styling continued to excel, and in 1930, a handsome new Peerless designed by Alexis Desakanovsky, something like that, was introduced just as the banking crash occurred. Peerless was unable to survive the outcome of the financial crash, and the last Peerless cars left the production line in June 1931. A single V16 model developing 173 horsepower was built and was the grandest Peerless of them all. It had a sedan body by Murphy and was made almost entirely in aluminum. The car was tested at over 100 miles per hour in 1932, but production obviously did not follow. The earliest Peerless models did not carry an emblem, but would most likely have displayed the Peerless name on the small maker's nameplate or serial plate. From 1902, the Peerless name was also displayed on the sill plates and hubcaps. See examples shown below on this website on our new favorite website, the American Auto Emblems page. As you guys well know, the AmericanAutoEmblems.com is amazing. We reference it on a regular basis. And that's where we got the information about the Peerless. Now, if you guys remember a while back, we also checked this out. A regular Peerless badge. Sounds good, Bill. Tuesday, I don't know what's going to happen Tuesday. I've got some guys supposed to be bringing a car in Tuesday, so if we do Toy Tuesday, it might be late or it might not happen at all. Depends on what time I get done with these guys on Tuesday. So we'll see what happens Tuesday night, Bill, but Tuesday is kind of up in the air. So that's what we've got for the first one, the Peerless grease cap, and I thought, what the heck, let's grab the Peerless badge again. It's been a few months since we looked at it also, but amazing cars and super cool stuff. The next badge we're going to do, I love this thing. I just got it Saturday. I got it from our good friend John Sanderson. So we can all thank John for this one. Unless you love it as much as I do, because I don't want to sell it. So then you don't have to thank John because he sold to me and not you guys. So, but anyway, we got to give a huge shout out to John for treating me right on this one because I love it and I'm excited about it. Yeah, that Peerless could easily be 100 years old. That's true. So, thanks to our good friend John Sanderson. We've got this one to check out next. Believe this is late 40s, maybe early 50s on this badge. It's got a few chips in it, but it's still super cool, and I still dig it. On this awesome enameled Cadillac badge. Check this thing out. Like I said, it does have a couple of little chips in it, you know, here in the red and here in the red. So, but nothing major. Obviously, the bulk of this thing still looks great. We see the white across the top, the gold, the little duckies, the blue and white stripes. Everything on this thing just looks great. So, yeah, this is a great piece. I was definitely excited about it. And it's a decent sized badge. It is basically 2 5/8 top to tip and 2 5/8 tip to tip across. Blowing it away tonight with the badges. Well, thanks, Alex. Like I said, this was, this is all thanks to John. I seen it as soon as he was setting up right away. I said, dude, I got to have that. So he sat it back, and then we got it all sorted out Saturday with some auction pieces he had and some other parts I bought from him. We got it all figured out. So, yeah, John, yeah, he's trying to buy it back. So, huge shout out to John for taking care of me on this. It is stud mount. It did bolt on. It is flat, and this piece is actually very nice and flat. It has not been bent up. It did bolt onto something, but since like I said, literally, whoa, good thing I landed on the mouse pad. Literally just got it yesterday afternoon. Didn't really have much time to research it, but I wanted to share it with you guys tonight as part of the badges for the evening. So that's what we've got for tonight. Ads. Anybody else got ads or just Tweedledee? Okay, we're back. The Peerless Grease Cap and the super cool Cadillac badge. Don't know for sure where the Cadillac badge mounted because I haven't had time to actually figure out what year it is or where it went. So haven't got that far. Didn't care. It was too cool. So that's what we've got for tonight. Glad you guys enjoyed them. A lot of good positive comments about the badges and emblems tonight. So that's what we've got, the Peerless Grease Cap and the super cool enameled caddy badge. All right. How about story time? Let's check one out I bought about 15 years ago, and actually the remnants of this truck are still here. But there's not much left of it. But I do have a really cool picture of this truck exactly as I found it. It was right about 15 years ago, about 2010. And actually, when I found these pictures, it reminded me, I got 3 more of these over there. I still got to go get from 2010, by the way. So probably need to get on that. I know where they're at. He's a good dude. I see him on a regular basis, and it's kind of one of those, yeah, we'll get to him one of these days type things. Yeah, sweet. Yeah, you could have given it to Jess, but she already got a cool hat. So, what do you think of that? But this Chevy pickup, I took it. I've got actually a printed picture of it exactly as I found it. Check this thing out. That's where I found this 1946 Chevy half-ton pickup. Literally tucked away in an old shoulder belt. And it was really a pretty decent truck. It was all intact, minimal rust. So that's how I found it. And here's a couple of shots of it after I got it back to the yard. If I can find a way to hold these good. Now, I've still got this truck, but it's literally down to just pretty much the cab and the frame at this point. But like I said, it was a pretty straight old truck. The nose in it was amazing. Check the front end out. So anyway, like I said, that's how I found it about 15 years ago, tucked away back in these trees, and probably ought to go get the rest of them, to be honest with you. But like I said, I actually tried to sell the whole truck complete, and nobody wanted it, and I ended up parting it out. So the cab and the frame is still here, but that's about all that's left of it. But it was still a pretty cool truck, and always fun to find them sitting like that. Let's talk about the raffle for a minute. The first thing we need to talk about on the raffle. Shopcat's here. Check out Busted Grill Garage. Last week's winners. Randy, I have not talked to Angelo about getting you your book sent yet. I will do that this week. Obviously, things got crazy with the swap meet, but I will get your address to him to get you your copy of the Duesenberg book. And please, if you guys are interested in it and think it was a cool book, go ahead and email Angelo and get your own copy coming. I had his email address around here too. I don't know where I put it. But awesome of Angelo to donate a book. So I will get that your address to him. Back then, some of them had drum grills, some of them didn't. So I think that was actually a 46 model truck. So it was just that's what had happened to get at that point. Adam Briggs, if you're on with us, I do not have your address for your Chrysler grill shell. I went back through all of my entries, and you entered a couple times actually on PayPal, but no shipping address. So Adam, if you are on with us, get with me tomorrow so I can get that grill shell packaged up and on the way to you. So just wanted to touch base on that. Randy's here. And this week, who is in this week in the big Buick oil can? Now, there was some stuff that came in the mail that I have not gotten to yet. Travis is on. But what I do have in here right now, stuff that came in here earlier in the week before I left. Perfect, Adam. Good. Glad you're on with us. I was worried about that, and I wanted to make sure we caught you because I'm assuming you will probably take that Chrysler grill shell. If not, I think looks like there's about 70 people on right now that would be more than happy to probably send me their address with your name on it. So yeah, give me a shout. Get that to me. We'll get that boxed up and on the way to you, Adam. But who's in? Mike Barger, Zach Thompson, Austin McCoy, Randy Ellenberger with a nut farm, Dennis Chapman, and Big Job. That is who is in the can right now. Like I said, I got 4 or 5 envelopes from some of you guys that I need to go through, and I will have those names done and in there for next week. So, but that's where we're at as of now on the raffle. Yeah, and I actually was looking at that today, Dirty. I was seeing your truck sitting there and was thinking about that. I'm sure I've got it somewhere, but if it was in December, that was 100 payments ago. So it would be better when I get time, and I'm backed up on orders right now from being gone on parts. So if you can get it to me, call me tomorrow or Tuesday and get it to me. I'll get it out. If I know there's one in December and I go dig for it, I might be able to start looking later this week. And that's the thing, guys, with the addresses. Even if you don't send it to me every time, if you get it like every other time where I can look back 20, 30 PayPal transactions and see your name again, I can usually get it pretty quick. But once we start getting months back, then, was it on PayPal? Did you text it to me? Did you email it to me? which email did you send it to, and then, and there's some of that stuff you could spend an hour digging for it. So even if you forget to do it one time, if you try to do it every other time, then at least I've got something close I can typically find. Sometimes I'll do that. If I don't get an address, I'll skim. If it's a PayPal deal, I'll skim through those quickly and see if you had bought something within the last month and try to find it. So yeah, that would be the best way to do it. But yep, I did walk by that truck when I was looking at that today, because I actually went through the auction boxes and pulled out all the December stuff that did not get paid for. So, and we did have more than usual. There's usually a couple things, but we had 5 or 6 things that did not get paid for in December. So please, guys, if you're not going to pay for it, don't bid on it, because a lot of these other people do want it. And some of that stuff is back in the box for tonight. And then we'll have a few more pieces probably mixed in next week. So please bear that in mind. And if you didn't pay for something, and when we resell it a month or two later, I'm not going to take your bid on it. I'm not going to tell you can't participate in the auction, but I don't want you bidding on the same stuff you didn't pay for the first time. So, and I think that's the only fair way to do it for everybody else. So, Hudson Badge, Journeyman Randy's here. Frank's Vo's hat for the president. Yep. So what the heck? Let's yank a name out of here real quick while we're here talking about the raffle. Yep, I've got your PayPal, and you said as soon as you sent it that night that you forgot to put your address on there. So I printed it and I put it with the truck so that I knew it was paid for and knew what was going on. So yep, I did do that, and I do that with all your guys. Even if some of you guys say just ship every couple weeks, I print it, put it in. I got a big tub of all this auction stuff. And I put those receipts with the piece so that I can keep track of it. So no, we're good on everything other than I need an address. JP's here. Let's yank a name out of here real quick. And we're just about ready to get to some auction stuff. Oh, yes, Randy, I did get it, but you didn't have an address on yours either, now that you say that. So there again, I've probably got it somewhere, but where, I don't know. But yeah, it did get here, Randy. I did see that. What do we got here? Oh, we got a couple of them. That ain't going to work. Stuck together. Had 2 of them stuck together. Let's try this again. Austin McCoy. So, let's grab the bonus can. Hey, let's see what we got in for Austin. As always, these do not ship by themselves. They will ship with your next win or your next raffle shipment. So these bonuses do not ship on their own. And we've got ads. Well, we're digging through the bonus can here for this. So we'll wait for the ads to be over before we dig it, before we bust it open. Get a Sharpie here so I can write his name on it. Okay, looks like we're back. So let's pop this open and see what we got in here. Wrap this one up tight. A little too tight. Got the other end open. So we're going to cut the whole thing open. Ah, there's 2 things in here. That's why it wasn't cooperating. There are 2 little, are these Tootsies? A little truck and a little hot rod. That's why it wouldn't. They were wrapped up amongst each other. No, I don't. I didn't realize there was two pieces in here. I cut the end out of one, and I could see the end of this blue car. I was trying to slide it out, but they were wedged in there, I think, kind of together when I rolled them up. So there we go. That's for Austin. For the next time we ship to him. Kind of halfway tuck these things back in here. We'll get your name on there. I'm going to have to tape it back up. And as always, these bonus raffles do not hurt you in the big raffle because Austin goes right back into the big Buick oil can for the main drawing at the end of the month. Now, what are we doing this month like we talked about? Mystery boxes. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 mystery boxes. Now we're going to set these mystery boxes out right down here beside me. And I'm not going to show you guys everything, but just to make it fun, each week we're going to show you a few things. Don't know what box they're going to be in. Don't know if you're going to win it. Even if you win a box, don't know if you're going to get it. Don't know what boxes these are going in. But they're going to go in a box. So first one is going to be a Xerox quart. A metal steel painted Xerox antifreeze quart. It is going in that box. Whichever box that is. Model T grease cap. Thread on one. Cute little booger, clear forward script. Going in. That box. And weight rating tag, 1.5 ton. Metal, 50s era. Stamp steel, 1.5 ton weight rating tag. Going in. That box. Okay, there's some more stuff in the boxes for the monthly mystery box raffle. So let's I gotta move this stuff around now. Get it out of the way so we can get working towards the auction. Let's have a Hudson badge. Mine. Yep. We got some cool stuff coming up tonight. So, one more thing on the raffle. This month is going to be very convenient for us. March 31st is on a Sunday. So, hey, perfect. Last day of the month is on a Sunday. So it should, we're gonna do the giveaway on March 31st that night. So what the heck? How about an Auburn badge too? Oh, no problem, Adam. I just seen your comment that you weren't on last week. So, okay. Are we ready for auctions? Is it time for some auctions? I bet it is. All right. We're going to start digging some cool stuff out of a box, and we're going to start selling it to you guys. We're going to add some more cool stuff to your collection, and we're going to have a ton of fun doing it. We're going to hold up a piece. We're going to look at that piece. We're going to talk about that piece. We're going to talk about that car. We're going to point out any defects, any damage. We may give you some dimensions on it as we're talking about it. And while we're describing it to you, if it's a piece that you're interested in and adding it to your collection, please go ahead and throw a bid up there just so that I know we've got some interest in that particular piece. Now, what we're going to do is after I get done describing it, bring a new big gulp, bring a new gulp, big gulp from your local convenience store. There we go. After we get done describing it, we'll see where the bidding is at, and then we will put it on a timer right here on my phone. I keep it right here on the corner of the computer so I can watch the comments as well as the timer all basically at the same time. We will go 2 minutes on each item after I get done describing it. I will tell you when 1 minute has passed. I will tell you when 1 minute, 30 seconds has passed, and that there are 30 seconds left. Reason being because there are delays. Everybody has a delay depending on where you are at in your system. Depends on your device, tablet, smartphone, smart TV, etc., as well as your internet provider. We've seen delays of up to 20 seconds, 25 seconds, and delays as low as a couple of seconds. So some people are almost instant. We got an ad with a nut farm. But as we're ticking away, we will be looking. I'll be keeping an eye on this clock. I will tell you when we've hit the 1 minute mark, and then I will tell you when we've hit the 1:30. When we hit the 1:30 mark, please be ready to go in with your max bid if you are interested in the piece because of the delay. So like right now, I will tell you 1 minute has passed, and we are moving forward on to the last minute of that particular piece. So please bear that in mind. Shipping, we got one bigger toy tonight that I may do shipping on. We'll have to see. Actually, and it is a killer toy. It is an absolute killer toy. One that didn't get paid for, and it is amazing. So you guys aren't going to want to miss that either. We'll get that worked in here in the middle somewhere. But, and the last time we did it, I didn't have it polished up. I had a few minutes today, so I polished it. This thing is killer. I'm actually pretty geeked about it. You guys will remember it, but it even looks better now than it did last time. So excited about that. Just on a handful of pieces, number one, just a handful of pieces that did not get paid for from January. So they are back in the box tonight. So other than that one piece, shipping will be included in all of these. We've got a few different things I'm going to mix in tonight, see what you guys think. If you don't like them, we won't do them again. If you do, maybe we'll find some more. So there were 3 or 4 guys that didn't pay in January for about a half dozen pieces. So, and like I said, I've got them written down, so I don't want them bidding on the same pieces again. I'm not going to throw them completely out, but I don't want them bidding on the same pieces they didn't pay for the first time. So we're going to let somebody else have a crack at it. We'll get to it here shortly, Journeyman Randy. But we're going to start off with a few smaller pieces as we always do, just so people can get an idea of where their delays are at. On the first handful of items, I will read all bids as I see them, whether they're Facebook or YouTube. Just so you guys can get a feel for what I'm seeing versus what you're seeing timing-wise. So bear that in mind. If you're a non-U.S. Resident, you are more than welcome to play. However, you will be responsible for non-U.S. shipping, as well as getting me paid and any associated fees with that with a wire transfer. Reason being, this thing kind of feeds itself. I sell some stuff. I take that money. I buy some more stuff. If we end up spending a small fortune shipping 2 or 3 packages out of the country, it kind of torpedoes the whole project for everybody. So you're more than welcome to play, and you're more than welcome to buy for 2 or 3 weeks and get a little bit built up, and then factor a non-U.S. shipment. We can do whatever you want to do on that. But non-U.S. shipments will be responsible for getting me paid and non-U.S. shipping. So Gray Kitty is over there zonked out right now. Hey, dum-dum. Hey. She ain't flinching. She's out. So that being said, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to have some fun tonight. We're going to mix up a couple of different things. Put unpaid items in a bundle and open it up on all of it. Yeah. Hobbins from Texas is here. Glad you're on, Hobbins. So let's go ahead and get rolling tonight. Let's have a Hudson badge while we're thinking about this, getting started on this project. Let's get to adding some stuff to your guys' killer collections. Starting off with a little toy truck. I had a box of these, all different colors, some different brands. It's weird that I got a bunch of these type of trucks together in one shot, but they are neat. They are cool. And so far, you guys have liked the few that we've sold similar to this. So let's check it out. On this little Buddy L, tiny little truck. Like I said, we've sold some of these in the past, different colors, different configurations. These are just cute little guys. 70s era, I do believe. Baby blue in color, big windshield, the front grille and everything all intact on this one. Windshield intact. These do have a plastic interior in them as well. This one is a tandem axle truck. These were set up to hook up to a trailer. This has been played with a little bit, but overall, really not in too bad a shape. This little truck, four 3/4 inches in length. And about 2 1/8 on the wheelbase. Travis is starting us off at 16. Let's get this thing rolling. These are cool little trucks. 70s era, metal. I think the grill's plastic. I know the windshield interior is plastic. The wheels are tires were plastic. So ads. All right, let's hold up. We click the timer off. Travis at 16. We shut it off for a second. Okay, we clear? Looks like we're good to go. Let's get her going again. All right, Travis at 16. Coming up on that 1 minute mark, Travis at 16. And there's 1 minute. 1 minute left. Gone. 1 minute left to go. Oh, they are sicking Jess on you. Coming up on the minute 30 mark, Travis may have just taken this one right out of the gate. So, and there's a minute 30. Minute 30 gone. 30 seconds left to go. Travis at 16. He may have scared everybody off. Sometimes that happens. Somebody throws a solid number out there to start with and ends up taking it home. So we're going to find out here in a few more seconds if that worked out for Travis. Travis at 16 on the cool little Buddy L truck. Wrapping this one up, coming out of the wire. A few seconds left. Travis at 16. And that does it. Travis at 16. Now, the next piece we're going to do is something different, and I want to see if you guys like this or not. I think they're cool. I've got a handful of them. Johnny Z made it tonight. So I want to know what you guys think of this. If you like it, I've got a few more of them we can do. If you don't like it, we won't worry about it. But I think these are super neat. These are the little mini comic books. This one is dated 1941, and it is Maximo, the Amazing Superman, and the Crystals of Doom. I don't know if you guys like these or not. I thought we'd try a few of them. This one's in fairly decent shape considering it's 83 years old. These are the ones that you can actually flip. I don't know if we'll be able to show this or not. Where you can actually flip the corners and it's like animation, this little picture in the corner as it's going. Travis at 5. The Rusty Okie made it. Travis started us off at 5. There's the back cover. These are, like I said, they are neat. They are definitely cool Hobbins. That's why I like them. 4.5 by 3.5. Alec at 7. 4.5, 3.5. Obviously fairly thick. Spine is even in good condition on this one. So kind of a cool piece. Maximo, the Amazing Superman. Alec at 7. Let's get this thing on the timer and go with it. Leo at 13. Alec at 15. And there's 1 minute. 1 minute gone. 1 minute left to go. Kevin at 17. Leo at 20. And there's a minute 30 mark. Pappy at 20. I had Leo first at 20. So I've got Leo first. Leo at 20. Ads. Okay, I stopped it. You guys give me an all clear when we are clear again. Okay, we're back. Okay. We've got 30 seconds left on this one. Since we had crossed a minute 30, we always give 30 seconds left. Leo at 20 is where we're at right now. Leo at 20, 30 seconds left to go. Leo at 20. We're about ready to wind this one down. I had Leo and Pappy both at 20, but I had Leo first. So, and that does it. Leo at 20. So I've got a few more of those I think we'll mix in. They're kind of neat. They're kind of cool. Let's have an Auburn badge while we're at it. And let's get a license plate slid in here. We've done one similar to this. I've got a couple of different ones that have this on it. Not a ton, but I've got a few of them. But these are super cool, and so I'm definitely keeping some of them. But this one I'm going to sell to you guys is going to add to one. It's going to be added to one of your collections. Almost 60 years old. On this 1965 South Dakota with Mount Rushmore on it. Not all South Dakota plates had this. They did use it in some years. I personally love it. That's why I bought a handful of these when I found them. This does have some discoloration on it. Pappy at 20. But cool plate. It is just a plain steel plate on the back. Let's see. Tweedledee at 25 is our high bidder. We got a lot of bids coming in on this. This is discoloration. This darker spots are. It's pretty flat. It's a standard roughly 12 by 6 size plate. But it is cool. I love it. 1965. And the Mount Rushmore is nice and clear on it. Let's see. Tons of bids on this. Right now we are at Rusty Okie, I had him at 30, then I got Alec at 30, but I had Rusty Okie first at 30, so that's what I'm going to stick with, but I probably isn't going to, that's probably not where we're going to end up anyway, so we are on the timer. I've got I had Rusty Okie at 30 right before Alec. So, okay, Rusty Okie's just going to go to 35, so there's no question then. Alec at 40. Alec shot right back. So I've got Alec at 40 on the South Dakota plate. As we come up on the 1 minute mark. One minute gone, 1 minute left to go. We'll see what happens. A lot of action on this thing. Alec at 40. Minute 30 gone, 30 seconds left to go. Alec at 40. Kevin at 43. Kevin at 43, just about ready to wrap this one up. A little bit left. Yes, there could be some snipers out there, that's for sure. Keeping a close eye out as we wind down the last few seconds. Kevin at 43. And that does it. Kevin at 43. All right, ads. Perfect. Let them run right now while we're in the middle of something. While we got in the middle of a break here. The next piece, this is a rerun from January, but that's okay because it's a great piece, and I know one of you other guys are going to appreciate it for sure. On this very nice, crisp logoed Chevrolet grease cap. Does have some dingies and dents around the edge, but the Chevrolet nice and crisp. A little bit of a hickey right here, but not bad at all. Hex head up here, internal threads. You can see how crisp and clear this thing is, where you can even see the Chevrolet clear down in here. This one is Rusty Okie at 15. Alex at 20. 1 3/4 tall. And 1 3/4 across the hex. Okay, we've got a few ads. Are we good on ads? I haven't started the timer yet, so we'll make sure that everybody's good on ads because we had an ad comment. Bids all over the place on this thing already. Okay, looks like we're back good to go. Let's hit the timer. And we are at 27 with the Rusty Okie. 27 with the Rusty Okie at this point. We are on the timer. Randall the Nut Farm at 30. Nut Farm. We're hanging out at the Nut Farm. Just, yeah, it amazes me. Somebody that goes by Nut Farm actually ended up hanging out here. Wow. That should shock nobody. But Randall's a great guy. We have a lot of fun with him. We're glad he's here. But it's just ironic that you go by the Nut Farm and you ended up here. Yeah, everybody's agreeing with me. which means you're all just as messed up as me. But there's 1 minute gone, 1 minute left to go. The Nut Farm at 30 on the Chevrolet grease cap. Coming up on that minute 30 mark. And there it is. 1 minute, 30 seconds gone, 30 seconds left to go. Plenty of room at the Nut Farm. That's a great attitude to have. And we're glad you're here hanging out with that attitude because we all have a lot of fun here. We're just about ready to wind this one up. The Nut Farm at 30, unless there's any snipers out there. So we're coming down to the last few seconds. Nobody's Nut Farm. That's an even better idea. And this one is heading to the Nut Farm at 30. Next piece I want to do, we've done a few of these in the past. We had good response to it. I found another small batch of them, actually in my own shop when I was cleaning this winter. Put them on a shelf, buried them again, and just got them back out. But you guys tell me, we've had fun with these in the past, so I want to know what you guys' opinion is of these, and we'll see what you guys think. On old beer cans, the first one we're going to do tonight, these are both a little bit rough, so I'm going to sell them as a pair. This is Carling's Red Cap Ale, 12 ounces. This is a steel beer can. Leo starting us off at 10. You can see this actually had to punch the top on them. This one does have a lot of rust on the back of it right at the seam. The front part where the paint is looks okay. But we're selling, let me give you the dimensions on this one. I'll show you the other ones. So we're selling these as a pair. 4 3/4, 4 3/4, 2 3/8 across the top. And this other one's a little bit rough too. That's why I'm selling these as a pair. This one for Gluek, Gluek, Pilsner Pale Beer. And this is a cool can. Check this one out. With the coned top, small pop cap, Gluek Pilsner Pale Beer. This one also has surface rust on it. It has some stuff on the back. Cap is missing. Bottom is intact. 1933 is what it says on it right there. So we're selling you the pair. The Red Cap and the Gluek at the same time. Nut Farm at 13, and we are on the timer on the pair of old beer cans. Kevin at 15. Travis at 15. I had Kevin first. Leo at 16. Travis at 17. Yeah, they're kind of neat. We've done some in the past. I've got a few more that we'll keep working in here since you guys like these, but there's something a little bit different, that's for sure. Adam at 15 over there, but we're at 20 on Facebook or on YouTube with the Nut Farm. We're now at 20 with the Nut Farm. Coming up on the 1 minute mark. And there's 1 minute gone. Leo at 23, 1 minute left to go. Ads. Okay, I stopped it right at a minute 30. Okay, we're good. So I hit it right at the minute 30 mark. 30 seconds left to go. Hey, Great Kitty, what are you doing? What are you doing, Great Kitty? You come say hi? Come here. Nope, you don't want to say hi. Okay. Leo at 23, 30 seconds left to go. Let's wrap up these beer cans. Ads again. Kevin at 28. All right. I don't know if we got how many people have ads or not. We're gonna have 30 seconds left. Let's go with it. Kevin at 28. Resetting with 30 seconds since some people were getting ads in the last 30 seconds. Kevin at 28. Nut Farm at 30. Few seconds left. About ready to wind this one up. And that does it. Nut Farm at 30. And there were some more bids hung up in there even after that. Yeah, these ads are tricky. That's a whole bunch. There were several bids hung up in there. All I can do is apologize for them. There's nothing we can do to control them. I seen a comment a little bit ago about how to manage them. What YouTube shows me is I can you basically have to let them run them. It just depends on how heavy you want to put them in. Moderate or heavy. So it's about all. I mean, it doesn't really give you many options. When we first started having problems with them, it would give me a little indicator down here that says ads coming, and I could usually kill them. But it's not even doing that anymore. So anyway, we're going to keep moving along. Let's catch one of these Chevrolet enamel badges. We haven't sold one of these in a while. 29, 30, 31 era Chevrolet enamel badges. These are cool. We've done some in the past. This one does have some chipping and things in it right here in the blue field. These are Pappy at 15. Basically 3 by 3. These are the ones that press flat on the radiator shell. This one is not bent up too bad. It is tweaked a little bit. Whoa, didn't hurt it. We're good. Let's see. Lots of bids here. Glenn at 25 is the high bid. Let's get it on the timer and get rolling. Glenn at 25. I had Justin at 25 over here, but I had Glenn first. And lots of bids coming in on these. Glenn at 25 is our high bidder at this point. Justin at 30. Totally VW at 35. Totally VW, new blood. I don't know if we've seen Totally VW in here before, but glad you're here. Alec at 32. Glenn at 32. Glenn at 36. There we go. One minute gone. 1 minute left to go. Glenn at 36. Tony at 40. Totally VW at 45 as we hit the minute 30 mark. 1 minute 30 gone, just under 30 seconds left to go. 45 with Totally VW. Get ready to wind this one up. We're coming down to the end. And that does it. Totally VW at 45. Totally VW, I think that's your first one, isn't it? Congratulations on that. And if you have any questions, my number is in the description part of the video. You can always click on that, click on the video, go to the text part and get my number out if you've got any questions about how to pay. So thanks for playing along. Congratulations. Let's squeeze another plate in here. This one's a little bit rougher, but it's pretty cool. It's got some age to it. Almost 80 years old. On this 1946 Ohio. This is a stamped steel plate. Looks like it was kind of a off-white maybe, or maybe it's just discolored that much. Pappy started us off at 15. Red letters. This plate is roughly right at 6 by 12. Travis at 35. Now, the funniest part about this, when I was getting this plate ready, was that on the back of it, somebody had written a price from decades ago. Probably it was at a swap meet 50 years ago for $1. Obviously, we know license plates have become much, much more collectible since then. But on this 1946 Ohio J106Z, we've got ads. Okay, we haven't started the timer yet, so that works out perfectly. As soon as we get it clear, we're going to hit the timer and get rolling on this with Travis starting us off at a $35 bid. All right, let's roll with it. And we are on the timer. Travis at 35. 1946 Ohio. Mixing some plates up tonight with some different stuff. Yep, it does kind of have Johnny Z's name on it, doesn't it? Coming up on the 1 minute mark, Alex at 38. 1 minute gone, 1 minute left to go. Leo did say he'd give $2 instead of $1, but we've got Alex at 38 at this point. Travis at 40. Minute 30 gone, 30 seconds left to go. Jess has got to bail off. Travis at 40. Just about ready to wind this one down. And that does it. Travis at 40. Now, one thing, I obviously try to keep a good mix in these guys, and I do work hard to try to get a good mix of different types of memorabilia and cool things that we enjoy. One thing I did realize is I haven't been doing much of lately are badge bundles. So got some of those ready tonight as well. Starting off with kind of a different one. I hope you guys dig this. International. This is early to mid 50s. This is a stainless one. It is kind of bent up. It does still have the studs on it. The studs are still intact, but it is bent up and discolored some. The next one is an all-wheel drive off of a late 50s era International. Actually, let me give you some dimensions on these. This bigger, the longer one, 13.5 inches long. The all-wheel drive, this is a pot metal chrome-plated emblem. Stud mount, it is flat for a late 50s four-wheel drive international. It's about 3.5 long, roughly. And the final piece of the international badge bundle, a horn button with the cool IH right smack dab in the middle of it for the IH horn button. This thing is not busted up. Looks pretty decent. Red's faded. Most of black's even still there on the little IH button. And it is about 3 inches in diameter. So, there we go. International badge bundle. Balin wire at 30. All three pieces. Maybe this is why I don't like doing badge bundles. I can't hardly hold them all up. It is tricky to hold them all up at the same time so you guys can see what we're talking about. But there we go. Balin wire at 30. Johnny Z at 35. We are on the timer and we are rolling. Balin wire 45. Coming up on that 1 minute mark. One minute gone, 1 minute left to go. A minute 30 gone, 30 seconds left. Balin wire at 45. Just about ready to wind this one down with a few seconds left to go. Balin wire at 45. Alec at 50. And that does it. Alex snuck that $50 bid in over there on Facebook right at the last second. That was a pretty good shot on Alex's part. Tape these back together so I can keep track of all this stuff. I don't want to short somebody an emblem when I get ready to ship their badge bundles out. So try to keep these things together. All right. How about a toy? Let's catch one of the first cool toys I brought home from Wichita Swap Meet that I'm going to sell to you guys. This is a cool little Tootsie. It's a nice piece. I was excited about it. I don't know what it's modeled after, but it's a really cool dump truck. Check this baby out. Pretty good shape. It's not busted up, chipped up. Even the paint isn't terrible on this little dump truck. I believe it was supposed to have had an end gate on it because there's holes here, but there's nothing on the back of it. Clean underside there. It does say Tootsie up here underneath the bottom side of the roof of the cab. Does have the original tires and wheels on it. And still looks to be in pretty decent shape. Glenn at 10. Tweedly D at 10. Leo at 11. This little Tootsie is super cool. We know it's super cool. About 5 1/4 long. About 5 1/4 inches long on this little Tootsie dump truck. So, Alec at 25. Let's get this thing rolling on the timer. I've got Alec at 25. Yep, it is duels. That's right. I think the axle's bent, but it is duels. Alec at 25 on Facebook. Yeah, it must have been hauling iron. That's true. Sniper piece. Yeah, it does kind of sound like sniper piece. It looks like a sniper piece, and it's quiet like sniper piece. Leo just reloaded. 1 minute gone, 1 minute left to go. We're going to find out here in about 50 seconds. Alec at 25 on the cool little Tootsie dump truck. And there's a minute 30. A minute 30 gone. 30 seconds left to go. Ads. All right, we got to stop. We're all back. Still got ads. Still got ads. Okay. Yeah, but it does have interesting door lines. So, okay, looks like we're good to go. 30 seconds left. 30 seconds left. Alec at 25. Bill Disc at 28. Coming out of the wire with a few seconds left. Bill Disc at 28. And that does it. Bill Disc 28. How about a can? We haven't done any cans yet tonight. Let's squeeze a couple of cans in here. We've done similar ones to this in the past. This one looks really good. The top has been cut out of it, so it's good for pens, pencils. And we've done similar type cans on these Skellies. I love these Skellies because of all the killer graphics of all the oil derricks around the bottom of them. Gold can, red, white, and blue Skelly logo, Skelly Supreme motor oil. Leo at an 11. This is a standard size quart. It does have some scuffs and scratches in it. Tweedledee at 20, but still a good looking can. There's the seam, all steel, bottom is still in it. Let's kick this thing off on the timer. We've got Tweedledee at 20. Coming up on the 1 minute mark, Tweedledee at 20. One minute gone, 1 minute left to go. Leo, 21. 1 minute, 1 minute left to go. 1 minute, 1 minute left to go. Leo, 21. 1 minute, 1 minute left to go. Leo, 21. 1 minute, 1 minute left to go. Leo, 21. 1 minute, 1 minute left to go. Leo, 21. 1 minute, 1 minute left to go. Leo, 21. 1 minute, 1 minute left to go. Leo, 21. 1 minute, 1 minute left to go. Leo, 21. 1 minute, 1 minute left to go. Leo, 21. 1 minute, 1 minute left to go. Leo, 21. 1 minute, 1 minute left to go. Leo, 21. 1 minute, 1 minute left to go. Leo, 21. 1 minute, 1 minute left to go. Leo, 21. 1 minute, 1 minute left to go. Leo, 21. 1 minute, 1 minute left to go. Leo, 21. 1 minute, 1 minute left to go. Leo, 21. 1 minute, 1 minute left to go. Leo, And there's a minute 30. Minute 30 gone, 30 seconds left to go. Leo at 21 on the Skelly can. Tweedledee at 22. And that was enough to do it right there at the last second. Tweedledee at 22. Austin at 23, but he was too late. All right, we'll do a couple more things, and we're going to get to a couple of killer toys. Next, this is going to be another rerun from back in January on a grease cap on the Oakland. This one, obviously nice and crisp and clear on the Oakland letters. Even on the back side of it, you can see them stamped right in there. Hex head across here does have some whammos in it, but I mean, you know, this thing's, considering they quit making them in like 31, we know that this is 90 years old, at least, if not close to 100. Internal threads, pretty good shape considering its age on the Oakland grease cap. Overall outside diameter on this one is 3 1/4 across the back. Alex at 40 on the Oakland grease cap. We are on the timer and boogieing away on this one. Nope, just about to this super cool truck that I know you guys are going to dig. So just about there, number one. Alex may have taken care of this one in one shot. One minute gone, 1 minute left to go. Alex at 40. Minute 30 gone, 30 seconds left to go. Still nobody else trying to challenge Alex. Randall and Nut Farm at 45. Coming down the wire with a few seconds left to go. Nut Farm at 45. And that does it. Nut Farm at 45. Alex was at 48 at 2:02. Leo 46 at 2:03. Boy, Nut Farm, you barely squeaked out of that one. Barely. Because they were coming for you. All right, let's catch one more plate, then we'll catch this bigger toy. Another different state, Pennsylvania from 1970. Check out the shine on this baby. This was actually a plate. This was a stamped metal plate that was painted blue, apparently, and then they did the yellow, I'm guessing, because the back is solid blue. Pappy at 15. And then they must have put the yellow over it. I don't know. Typically, they do the base color, and then, I don't know how they roll over the higher parts, but regardless, it is a blue and yellow 1970 Pennsylvania. Roughly standard size plate of the 12x6 window. This has a sticker on it for 70, so I'm not sure. And there is no stamping in the back from the first year. So these were all stickers. And it looks like it's got 2 or 3 on there. So probably 66, 67, something like that. Yep, you got it, Randall. So good looking plate. I've got Alex at 25. That's how you do it there backwards. Okay, that answers that question. Bill Wagman cleared that up for us. Let's get this thing on the timer and get rolling. Alex at 25 on the 1970 Pennsylvania plate. Leo at 26. As we come up on the 1 minute mark. Alex at 30. 1 minute gone, 1 minute left to go. Ads. All right, we'll hold off here for a second. Anybody else having ad issues? And I guess we'll keep rolling. Alex at 30. Minute 30 gone, 30 seconds left to go. Alex at 30. Just about ready to wind this one down. Austin at 31. A few seconds left to go. Austin at 31. Alex at 35, and that does it. That was at 1:59 when Alex's 35 rolled through there. You had no more time to respond, but you barely snuck it in. Alex at 35. All right, let's see what you guys think of this. This thing is super cool. This is one that I struggled with. It's been laying here for months. We sold it once. It didn't get paid for, but we had already committed to sell it. So we're going to share it with you guys again, see what you think. And I hope you guys are as excited about it as me because it's an awesome piece. I know you guys are going to remember it because it's awesome and it's epic. And there are some very unique features that there is no way you guys have forgotten this truck. This is the 1962 era Ford pickup by Leo at 10, Glenn at 15. We haven't even showed it yet. That's fine. By Structo. The 1962 Ford pickup by Structo. Check this thing out. This is a rerun from January. 62 style Ford pickup grill-ish is what I'm thinking. Does still have the front bumper, does still have the grill. It had something up here on the roof that is missing. But it does still have both mirrors and both wiper arms on this Ford pickup. This does not have an interior in it. It is hollow inside. It does, however, have a tailgate that does work. It does say Structo across the back, or the S with the Structo symbol. The bed has some scuffs and scratches in it. I'm thinking it was a horn is what I'm guessing, Bill. There was a horn on top of this one. All the original tire, wide white wall tires and hubcaps all the way around. Bottom side still has the price on it. It looks like it said $14.50. I can't imagine this toy being $14.50 back in the 60s. But it is in amazing condition. This is original paint. All I did was give it a quick buff. There are some flaws in it. We can see some issues right here along the edge. But overall, great looking piece. So Leo at 85 is where we're at as of right now. This piece is $13 inches long. And 5.5 wide. So 5.5 inches across, 13 long. I told you guys it was a great piece. All right, EJ at 90. Let's get this thing on the timer and I guess send it to a new home. This one, like I said, it's been laying here in the office for probably 6 months. I've wrestled with it. We ran it in January. It didn't get paid for. So let's see what happens. We are on the timer. Eric Johnson at 90. Great looking piece. Lots of great comments about the truck, and it's amazing. That's why I struggled with whether I was going to let it go or not, but eventually decided to go ahead and sell it. So, and then it didn't get paid for. Maybe that's a sign I should have kept it. Maybe it don't get paid for this time. I'll have to keep it. Eric Johnson at 90. Yep, if it was a Chevy, Glenn would be all over it for sure. But I think it's a Ford based on the way the grill looks is what it's modeled after. Obviously, these were nothing specific, but that's kind of what it was modeled after. 1 minute gone. 1 minute left to go. $130 gone. 30 seconds left. Eric Johnson at 90. Things are awful quiet. We're about ready to wrap this one up. Big job at 110. And that does it. Big job was out there. Dirty at 120. It was too late. Dirty came in at 120 at 202. Big job at 110. We're just sitting there hiding out. Yeah, I think that is what it went for back in January was 110. So, yep, Big Job was in the bushes waiting. So, Big Job at 110. Great piece. Absolutely amazing piece. And one thing about it, some of this stuff when I really wrestle with whether I'm going to keep it or not, just like that piece there, it's great. But, I know Big Job is going to love that thing as well. Just like all you guys really appreciate this stuff. So that's, a big part of making this all work. We've still got some cool stuff to go yet tonight. We've got another cool toy, believe it or not. Not quite that epic, but we got another cool toy. Yeah, we need a Hudson badge after that. Good call. There we go. Nice, Bill. Glad that, congratulations on your house. Big Job was in the camo. Yeah, that's true. He was. Hey, let's do one of these jars. We haven't done a jar in a little bit. Had to show up with a bang. That was a good way to do it, Big Job. So we've done some of these standard motor products jars in the past, and we put cool stuff inside of the jar as well. We filled this jar with license plates. How do we fill that jar with license plates? Those, you don't remember those jars being quite that big. How do they have this jar full of license plates? We've got license plates going in the standard motor products jar this time. Ads. Okay, Leo at 11. All right, we ready? How do we get license plates inside one of these standard motor products jars? Well, we put the tiny license plates in them. Who remembers these? The keychain license plates, the DAV ones. I think they're DAV, aren't they? Or what are they? Yeah, Disabled American Veterans. 4 sets of the tiny license plates. Alan at 12. 1953, Kansas. 1954, Kansas. This one does not have a year on it, but they're going in the jar anyway. And neither does this one. This one does not have a year on it, but they're going in the jar. 4 sets of tiny license plates, all going in the standard motor products jar. This standard is actually part of the glass. It is molded into the glass. This does still have the label on it. This one held a screw, is what this jar held. Let's see where we at on bids. Leo at 20. So let's get this thing rolling. On the standard jar with the tiny license plates in it. And then we're going to do a couple of killer pieces after this too. So stay tuned, everybody. You're going to be excited about these. Perfect, Dirty, awesome. One more cool toy coming up. Not a big truck like that, but one more cool toy. A toy that I've showed you on Toy Tuesday, but told you I was not going to sell. But I found another one. So I will sell this one. And I think you guys are going to dig it as much as I dig them. They would look great on a toy truck. That's true. Big Job. I hadn't thought of that. One minute gone. 1 minute left to go. Leo at 20. 4 sets of license plates and the jar. And that's it for 20 bucks. 1 minute, 30 seconds almost here. And there it is. Minute 30 gone. 30 seconds left to go on the standard jar with the tiny license plates. Coming out of the end, about ready to wind this one down. Leo at 20. Austin at 22. Big Job at 25. Austin at 26, and that does it. Austin at 26 barely got that one in. All right, who's ready for? We're going to do a couple of really cool things here coming up. We're going to do a toy, then we're going to do an awesome grease cap next that I think you guys are really going to like. This next particular toy, I bought a couple of these in different colors probably 6 months ago. We looked at them on a Toy Tuesday. I told you guys I was not going to sell them. I loved them. I thought they were super cool. And I hope you guys agree with that as well. But it is a Tootsie, so it's not a big toy, but it's an awesome piece and it's an awesome design. It's 5 3/4 long on this on this boat tail speedster that I believe was designed after a 35-36 Auburn. Anybody remember these? We looked at some of these on Toy Tuesday. I found another one at the swap meet this weekend, so I picked it up just for you guys because I knew we were all excited about it. Look at this iconic boat tail design. Look at the front end of this car, and then let's remember back at what a 35-36 boat tail speedster looks like. This grill is fairly similar to it. Obviously, this is a Tootsie. It's a little bit cruder, so it's not exact, but it is awesome. It has the side exit exhaust. In fact, if you look real closely, I don't know if you guys will be able to make it out, on this side that doesn't have the exhaust, it literally looks like an Auburn hood side. This has wooden wheels, and they appear to be original. Interior just has a seat, not a lot of detail inside of it, but I think these are a stunning toy. You know, it's cool being original, but it would almost be worth repainting it as well. The windshield frame is not busted. There's no breaks or chips in this thing. The bumpers are still intact on both ends, and it's a great little piece. So, like I said, I was excited about them when I found them. I found this one, and I grabbed it because I knew you guys would be. 5 3/4 inches long, tip to tail, on this 35-36 Auburn boat tail speedster replica in a Tootsie toy. And it does say Tootsie on the bottom side of it up in here. So, Alex at 35, let's get this thing on the timer and get it rolling. Early gray wheels back, what Bill Wagaman says. So this is definitely an early Tootsie. Mike at 40. Yeah, they look like wooden wheels. And axles look original. I mean, this thing is, other than the paint's worn off of it, I think this is an amazing piece. Like I said, I found 2 of them. I think I got a silver one and a different color. And I was not going to sell them, but when I found this one at the swap meet, I grabbed it because I knew you guys would appreciate it as well. So I think they're awesome. I've got Adam at 40 on Facebook, but I had Mike at 40 first on YouTube. So Mike at 40. Adam, I've got you at 40, but I had Mike first, so we'll see what happens. We just passed the 1 minute mark, 1 minute left to go. If you want to jump back in at 41, Adam. Travis is going to jump off. Glad you were here. Mike at 40. Coming up on the minute 30 mark. And there it is, a minute 30 gone, 30 seconds left to go. Alex at 45. Adam came back at 41, but I've got Alex at 45 on YouTube. And we're coming down to the wire. I don't know if this is going to get ugly or not, but we're about done with it. We're going to see what you guys think. We're down to the last few seconds. Alex at 45, lots of interest in it because it's an awesome piece. And that does it. Alex at 45. All right, that was fun. That was Adam came back at 48 too, just a little bit too late. Okay, something else cool. We're just going to slide this one in right on the tail end of that awesome toy. We're going to follow that up with an awesome. In fact, we got a couple grease caps laying here. We'll just do 2 grease caps next, back to back, that I know you guys are going to love. This first one is super cool. I know we've got it So I am willing to sell you this one on this awesome Willie's Knight. Look at this bad boy. The big WK logo in the middle. The Willie's Knight is stamped into this as well. Hex head around the side. It has some whammos and dings in it because it's, 80 or 90 years old. Minor detail. Aluminum cap, internal threads like most of these have. We can look at the back side of this. You see how crisp the stamping is in this. Yeah, you must have a heck of a lag, Adam. So, Nut Farm at 30. This was on the ones that I've got that I think are original. This background area was kind of a burgundy on this behind the WK. The leg of the K is this end of the W on this Willie's Knight cap. This one is about 3 inches in diameter, both on the back and across the hex on this one. So let's get this one rolling, and then we'll just back this one up with the next grease cap I had for tonight. So Kenny got one of these not long ago. Yeah, these are great. I love these. Yeah, this one is pretty nice. The damage is over here on the side. The face of it is nice and crisp and clear. 1 minute gone, 1 minute left to go. Nut Farm at 30. Minute 30 gone, 30 seconds left to go. Nut Farm at 30. No other players on this one. Ads. Okay, hold up. We got ads. Okay, looks like we're back. All right. Since we weren't quite done, but we were within the last minute, last 30 seconds. We got 30 seconds left to go. Nut Farm at 30. Just about ready to wind this one up. Leo at 31. And that does it. Leo at 31 snuck in there at the end. Nut Farm had a 35 and it was too late. Let's catch one more grease cap. We've done similar ones to these in the past, but there's so many of these that are slightly different that I want to keep mixing them in. The Buick grease caps. Lots of different ones, different fonts, different styles. I don't know if we've sold one like this or not in the past. We've sold so many different styles of them, but this one is nice and crisp and clear on this Buick cap. It does have a dent up here. Hex on the top, round on the back. Obviously internal threads, and we can see where the Buick is stamped into this one. This one is a little over 3 inches in diameter. The hex is in pretty decent shape, but the Buick is nice and clear. This, I don't know if this was painted in the background of this area. I think these typically were, but the Buick is nice and crisp and clear. So, on the Buick grease cap, Leo's reloading. All right, let's get this one rolling. No bids yet on the Buick grease cap, but we are boogieing on it. Not tonight. I think there's some other styles in the box still, but not tonight. This is the last grease cap I've got tonight. Tweedledee at 10. Brian at 15. Coming up to the 1 minute mark. One minute gone, 1 minute left to go. Coming up on the minute 30. Minute 30 gone, 30 seconds left to go. Brian at 15. Nut Farm at 17. Few seconds left, about ready to wrap it up. Leo at 19. And that does it. Most of this stuff was 20s and late or teens up to the early 30s. Totally VW. That's what these would be. Leo at 19. Snuck that one in right at the end. All right. What's next? Let's catch a license plate. This is really a pretty decent looking plate considering its age. I was kind of impressed with it when I washed this one off. 1950, so it's 74 years old on this Illinois plate. 1950 Illinois, white with green letters. Kind of a cool piece. White on the back, really in pretty decent shape. Pappy at 15, considering its age. It's a little bit shorter, a little over 11 inches instead of all the way to 12 and about 5.5 tall. So this is slightly smaller than what we're used to on most of these plates. So it does have some of the white looks like it's thin over on this end, but overall, this plate still looks pretty darn decent considering it's 74 years old. Pappy at 15, Alex at 25. Let's get this thing on the timer and go with it. All right, Alex at 25. It is a good plate. I was kind of impressed when I cleaned it up that it polished up this good. Coming up on the 1 minute mark. One minute gone, 1 minute left to go. Minute 30 gone, 30 seconds left. Just about ready to wrap this one up. Alex at 25. Matt, 27. And that does it. Matt snuck a 27 in there right at the end. Leo came in with 27, but that was at 201. Matt at 27. Pappy was 28. Alex at 30. Matt at 27 is who we had at the end. All right, we need to squeeze another can in here. We haven't done much for cans tonight. This is a beautiful can. Newell stock on this Co-op T200 motor oil, 2020 weight, gold can. I will have to drain this. It is still full. It's brand new. Band across the top. Co-op information on the back. It is a metal can. We can still see the seam over here. And it's a great looking piece. Tweedledee at 15. I don't know if it says much on here about it's Farmland Industries, but beautiful can. Like I said, brand new, never been used. Original metal can with great colors. Pretty hard to go too wrong on that. Dennis at 25. Let's kick this thing off on the timer. Put the information, it's kind of cool. They got the co-op outline with the information on the back. As we work our way towards the 1 minute mark, I don't know what T200 stood for. I've got some various co-op cans, and they had different, obviously the different series on them there. But this thing is sharp. 1 minute gone. 1 minute left to go. Dennis at 25. Appreciate that, Kenny. Hit the like button. Minute 30's gone. 30 seconds left to go. Dennis at 25. Tweedledee at 27. And that does it. Tweedledee at 27. All right. Okay. Do we want to do another one or we want to call it good? What do you guys think? Do one more or should we wrap it up and get on to the magazine? We'll give you a Hudson badge to think about it. JP's got to jump off. Nut Farm saying more. Everybody's saying more. All right, we'll do one more, and then we need to get to the magazine. No, I don't have any toys. I've got a badge. I'll tell you what I got. And then the first thing that gets 3 votes, that's what we're going to do. I got a badge bundle, I got a can, and I got a plate without going and digging through the other boxes. But I got those 3 pieces here. We'll do one. The first thing to get 3 votes. Badge bundle, can, plate. I got one for the plate. badge, plate, badge, plate. Okay, we got, looks like it was the badge bundle. Badge bundle was the first thing with three votes. So I guess we'll do a badge bundle. This one's something for our Chevy fans. So I hope you guys are voting for the badge bundle. We're Chevy fans. We'll catch the plate in the other can next week for sure. And no, we're still not selling Heather. Okay, he says do the badges, then do the can, then do the plate. Actually, there were a lot of votes for the plate as well. So, what the heck? We'll do the badge bundle, then we'll do the plate. We'll save the can for next week because it's a cool can. So we'll get it for next week. Something for our Chevrolet fans. No, we're still not going to sell Heather. Because if one of you guys got Heather, then we all couldn't enjoy Heather being here. So that would not be a good night. Something for our Chevy truck fans. Starting off with a custom deluxe off of a square body. Like probably early 80s. This is a plastic badge. Flat mount, but the studs are broken. It would have had studs on it. It does still have the piece that slid between the fender. On this custom deluxe 10. A horn button off of a late 40s, early 50s era Chevrolet. This is a metal, chrome plated piece. We haven't decided when we want to do the next full auction night. That's been brought up, but we have never decided that. I guess we could maybe look at doing a full auction night on the 31st when we do the next raffle. Kind of, maybe the week before that, kind of back off the auctions and then hit it hard on the 31st. What do you guys think about doing a big auction night the same night we give away the next drawing? This is about 3 5/8 long wide. I've got Leo at 10 first, then I had Alec at 10. So we've got these two and one more. This is a front grill badge for a 41 to 46 era Chevy truck. This is pop metal. Went on the front of the grill on a 41 to 46. This one is about 5 3/8 long, tip to tip. Does have the bow tie. This is the bow tie and the lines are all cast into this. Johnny Z at 25. Alec at 15, but I got Johnny Z at 25. On the Chevrolet badge bundle, Tony at 25. I got Johnny Z first. Let's get this thing on the timer. Let's go. Tony at 33. There we go. The Chevy badge bundle for our Chevy truck fans. Tony at 33. Every 3 months, every quarter, do an auction night. Well, that maybe we could plan that too. Johnny Z at 38. One minute gone, 1 minute left to go. One minute, 30 seconds gone, 30 seconds left. Johnny Z at 38. About ready to wind this one down. We're coming out of the end. Johnny Z at 38. Any snipers out there for the Chevy truck badge bundle? No, that'll do it. Johnny Z at 38. Get this one buttoned back up so they're all together. And we'll go ahead and catch this last plate. We'll save that can till next week. It's cool. You guys are going to like it. One more plate. This one of Kansas. Actually, the first Kansas plate we're going to do tonight. Everything else has been out of state. Michael Gogola jumped on with us. Let's give you an Auburn badge. Let's catch this last license plate for tonight. Kansas, 1949. This was the year they made an aluminum plate and just painted the letters black in Kansas. The Wheat State, 1949, Kansas. This is a roughly standard size 6x12 size plate. Nice condition, few scratches and chips on the paint, but overall still looks really good. Nice and flat, not beat up. Embossed aluminum metal plate. Nick at 20, Pappy at 20. Let's get this thing rolling and let's wrap up tonight's auction and get to the magazine. So, Michael could go at 15, but we got Nick at 20 first. Pappy at 22. Leo, 25. Coming up on the 1 minute mark, Leo at 25. One minute gone, 1 minute left to go. Michael at 27 on Facebook. A minute 30 is gone. 30 seconds left to go in tonight's auctions. Michael at 27 on Facebook. Nick at 30, and that does it. Whew! Nick snuck that in at 30 at like 158. But he got her done. Nick at 30. All right. Fun night again tonight, guys. As always, had a blast with that. Can't wait to get this stuff shipped off to you guys to add to your collections. All right. That's right, the Pioneer Village adoptions. Great point, Randall. And we have not talked about that the last couple weeks. If you guys do want to round up for Pioneer Village adoptions, let me know. I am going to try again to get up there here in a couple weeks. My plan was to get up there sometime around Christmas, and every week there was something that popped up. I am going to attempt to get up to Pioneer Village here in a few weeks. So keeping my fingers crossed that it works this time to get up there. So, yes, I'm hoping that that's going to happen here very soon, like this month, to try to get up to Pioneer Village. So thanks for bringing that up again, Randall. We've kind of haven't talked about that the last couple weeks. We are donating some money to Pioneer Village. A lot of you guys have chipped in. I think we've got enough to do right at 4 cars. We're right around 4 cars. Plus, Leo sent in, it's $100 per vehicle. Leo sent $100 to do one for his dad who passed away. Randall sent one in to do one specifically for his family. So as of right now, we've got, I think, 6 of them to do. So, and any more, if we raise more money, we'll do more of them. They will put a sign on it that this vehicle was sponsored by the Nobodies of Nobody Show. and it's going to be super cool. Yes, we will absolutely be doing video up there, and that's not only about this, but we're going to do some content to hopefully help push the vehicle adoptions so that it will help help them financially get the word, and then help get the word out to help them better to generate more funds for their adoption program. So anyway, hopefully here in a few weeks, I will be getting to that. So yes, if you guys do want to do that, just please note it so I know what is for Raffles or Pioneer Village or the guys that want shirts, things like that. Just please note that. So real quick, before we get into the magazine and look at the cars of 1994, one thing I do want to mention, Tuesday, I do have a guy who is supposed to be bringing a car to the yard and is supposed to be here late afternoon. So that being said, if he ends up running late, that will back up. If not, cancel Toy Tuesday. I will put up a post late that afternoon if something is going to change. If he shows up on time and we get him unloaded and he gets on his way, we should be fine. But if he's held up and doesn't get here, for an hour or two after what he's expecting, that could hold that up. But like I said, I will put a post up if Toy Tuesday is going to be backed up or possibly canceled, depending on how long this guy's here with getting his car. Toy Wednesday, we'll probably just skip it. If it doesn't work, we'll probably just skip it. And then back it off till the next Tuesday. But like I said, he's coming through and he's bringing me a car. He said he could be here late afternoon Tuesday. I didn't want to reschedule his day, to just for this. So he's hoping to be here 4 or 5 o'clock. So hopefully he gets here, we get unloaded, but the car is in pieces. So the engine and tranny will have to be unloaded separately. Hopefully he'll have a lot of the parts in the car. But so just bear that in mind. I will throw a post up if something changes on Tuesday to where that we won't be doing Toy Tuesday or whether it will be backed up to 8 o'clock or something. So anyway, one thing about Toy Tuesday is it's, 20 minutes or so. We've got a little flexibility there if we've got to back it up a bit, but I will throw a post up if it's going to change. If he's unloaded and out of here at 5 o'clock and it doesn't make any difference, I won't put up a post. We'll just see you at 7. So, but anyway, let's get back to the magazine from last week. The Motor Trend from October of 1993, the 1994 new cars. And that's where we're at, getting ready to get into the new car section. That's probably all we'll do tonight because the new car section is like 35 pages. So we're going to hit some of that stuff from 1994. Then we will see where we're at on time and see how things go. Kind of crazy to think that this is now 30 years old, but it is. 1994, over 170 sedans, sports cars, coupes, convertibles, and minivans to test your willpower. Obviously, I'm a big fan of the title picture introducing the new 94s, obviously a black Viper. Now, they go in alphabetical order, starting off with the A's, Acuras, which I don't care about because I hate foreign cars, or at least Asian cars. Some European cars are okay, but Asian cars I don't care about. Asian cars are great weight for the stack. Actually, they're great to dump trash and iron in and then put them in the stack as far as I'm concerned. But the next page, we do get into some stuff we're a little more familiar with around here. Buicks and Cadillacs. In 1994, you could still get, there again, this will definitely date what we're talking about and actually put this into a reality check that this was 30 years ago. You could still get a full-size rear-wheel drive V8 powered Roadmaster station wagon. So there's our new Buicks for 1994 that they have focused on in here. The Regal, the Skylark, and the Roadmaster station wagon. I don't mind German cars. We've got several Volkswagens. I don't mind many European cars, really. So, yeah, we've actually got 2 bugs in the shop next door, actually, believe it or not. No, 3 bugs. We got a new bug in there, too. So there's 3 bugs next door, a 69, a 70, and a 2010. Yeah, I know. Tell me about it, Kenny. Yeah, we'll get back to that. Don't worry. We will absolutely get back to our 1913 Automobile Trade Journal soon. We still got Kevin's card marking our page, so we're not losing our spot working through this epic magazine from 1913. But I wanted to mix it up a little bit. I didn't want to do the same thing every week as we work through that. Cadillac. The DeVille, the Eldorado. That was the beginning of the new styled Eldorado. 93, I believe, was when that first came out. And they used that up until around the turn of the century. An iconic design that I personally have always loved. As well as the Fleetwood, once again, still available. A rear-wheel drive, full-size V8 Cadillac. And of course, on the next page, we'll wrap up Cadillac with the Seville and then roll right into Chevrolet. Once again, something that seems kind of weird today. Not necessarily a full size, but a mid-size rear-wheel drive van, the Chevrolet Astro, the Beretta, obviously with the Roadmaster still being available, as so was the Caprice. There again, crazy to think about 30 years ago. These cars should not be 30 years old in my brain. On the next page, we'll get some more Chevrolet stuff and then roll straight into Chrysler. And obviously a couple of Chevrolets, actually several Chevrolets here. The Corvette, obviously, everybody knows. But one other thing that I thought was a really underappreciated car, plus one that I think was kind of weird, the Z34 Lumina, as well as the Lumina minivan. I always thought these were kind of odd ducks. But I think that Z34 Lumina was always a under-respected car. Well, I guess that means we're all sunk. Kevin actually stated that he actually helps men who are working through their addiction, which is great, Kevin. You know, nothing but respect for somebody like you that steps up and helps people like that. That's amazing. But then, like Big Job said, what are you going to do to help us? It's like, I think we're pretty much hopeless. So no helping us, nobodies. On to Chrysler. Once again, this was such a transition period in 93 or 94. Chrysler was hot on the heels of the launch of their LH platforms, yet we were still seeing some of the 80s stuff being phased out. And we see that right here in one shot. The Chrysler Concorde, based on the new LH platform that I believe was released in 93, utilized through 97, redesigned for 98. And the Chrysler LeBaron convertible, which came out of the 80s. That's what's so interesting about this. We're seeing a transition period as we work our way through that. And here again, as soon as we flip to the next page with the Chryslers, we see more of the same. Go over the Prowler and the story of the Prowler and its lack of a factory V8. We could spend some time on the Prowler. I've got some cool Prowler stuff. I've got the Prowler press kit that I actually got in the Houston Zone office back in '97. So that's kind of a cool piece. I've got some neat Prowler stuff. But I always love the Prowler. There again, it's kind of like my Viper. That's what was on the showroom floors when I was working at all these Chrysler dealerships. So I've always thought they were cool. But as we flip to the next page of the 1994 new cars, we see more of the same. The end of the 80s and the beginning of the new Chrysler. The end of the economy K-car platform stuff and and Chrysler rebounding crazy strong, doing things that were unheard of in the car world at that time, and making things happen. But as we flip to the next page, we see the Chrysler LeBaron sedan, which is still the old stuff from the 80s, as well as the Chrysler LHS and Chrysler New Yorker on the new LH platform for that year. Cloud cars didn't come out until 95 or 96 was when the Cloud cars came out to replace these. So the Cloud cars, I believe, were maybe 95, but I think 96. I would have to double check that. The Cirrus, the Stratus, and the Breeze, the Cloud cars. That's another good point, Scott. The picture of Heather is 40 years old. That's another reality check for us. Thanks for that. Was there a promo of the Prowler? Seems like I've got one. I think there was. I'll have to keep my eyes peeled for that, Jeff. I ought to dig some of that stuff out. I've got some of that stuff still around, so it seems like there was, and it was in like a display box, almost like a toy type box instead of like a promo type box, but it was a piece that was available through Chrysler. However, in 94, we were just coming to the end of the original minivan. The minivan that basically started the craze, set the standard, the Chrysler Town & Country, the Dodge Caravan. This was the end of the original minivan. 1995 was the last year for the original style minivan. 1996, it was replaced with the new one. But these two vans right here coming to the end of the run of the initial minivan that started in 1984. And as we're working our way into Dodge, something else that kind of came that was kind of cool, and actually, just released in 94. And here again, we see the end and the beginning. The Dodge Shadow, as well as the Dodge Neon. Right here. Neon released in 94 as a 1995 model year car. And the Dodge Shadow still being made as it is being phased out in favor of the Neon, as well as the Dodge Spirit. As we get down to the bottom of the page, a couple cars that I always thought were cool. The Dodge Stealth, and then obviously one of my all-time favorites, as you guys are all well aware of, the Dodge Viper. In its third year of production, obviously it came out in 92. This was in 94. This was still the first generation Viper in black. but obviously a personal fan favorite of mine. And another car that was somewhat, I'm going to use the word lost in this area or in this time frame, and didn't last much longer. It was down to its last few years of life, was the Eagle. The Eagle Summit, the Eagle Summit Wagon, the Eagle Talon, and the Eagle Vision. The Talon obviously was a rebadged Mitsubishi, as well as the Summit Wagon. And the Summit Sedan, I don't even know what the heck that one is. I think that was actually a Mitsubishi as well. Basically, the only Eagle that Chrysler made was the Vision based on the LH platform. Very well could be. I couldn't tell you that for sure, number one, but that would make sense that they wanted to sell out the Shadows and Sundances on fleet orders before releasing the Neon. So that very well could be. So awesome, Leo. Glad you were here. Hope to see you next week. But there's our little Eagles for 94. Followed up by a few more of my favorites, Ferrari, the 348 and the 512. No, my Viper hasn't been started since. When did we do that Rocky Mountain? I was going to take it on Rocky Mountain Race Week one year, and the power steering pump pulley broke. I think that was in 2018. Was the last time I had it was run. It was like 2018. But my buddy Big Al's Garage on YouTube is going to come help get the Viper fixed. He's going to get the power steering pump pulley put on it for me here probably in the next few weeks. So hopefully we will get the Viper out. Maybe do a video on it. Maybe take it for a spin. Do some cool stuff with the Viper. Hopefully here in the next month or two. So Frank drove his Viper all weekend. I haven't driven mine in a long time. You didn't tell me you had a Viper, Frank. What year? What's yours? And on to our friends at Ford. Now, obviously, the big news at Ford in 94, 2003. Okay, mine's a 99 RT10. The big news at Ford in 94 was the new Mustang. But obviously, you could still get a full-size rear-wheel drive Crown Vic. The Aerostar was a big deal. The extremely forgettable Ford Aspire in 1994. But obviously, like we said, the big news was the new Mustang. Obviously, 93 they wrapped up strong with the Cobra and the even more exclusive Cobra R. Obviously, if you followed the Fox body world, the 93 Cobra is pretty much the cat's meow when it comes to newer collectible Mustangs. The Cobra R's are off the rails on desirability. And what else did we have for Ford? The Probe. Who remembers the Ford Probe? As well as the Taurus, the Tempo, and the Thunderbird. Yes, it was a beautiful weekend, that's for sure. And then to wrap up the page after the Fords, some more unforgettable cars, some more forgettable cars, kind of. The Geo Metro and the Geo Prism. I dreamed of a purple probe in 94. They were kind of a neat little car for their day, but let's see what else was interesting. Some of this stuff is pretty boring, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. Remember reading an article, the probe was supposed to be the new Mustang. Yeah, they weren't a terrible looking car, really. How about some Mercuries? Yes, Mercury, back when Mercury was still alive and strong, with multiple models, including a car that probably a lot of us don't remember. I remember them, but I don't know much about them. They were a rebadged, I don't remember who made them, Mazda. These were built in Australia on the Mercury Capri. Who remembers the little Mercury Capri roadsters? As well as the Cougar XR7, of course, the full-size Grand Marquis, still available as well. And the Sable and Topaz. Who remembers the Topaz? So they were rebadged Mazdas. Okay. The probes were rebadged Mazdas. Okay, that's what I was thinking. So, and something else and here again, we were seeing some signs of the end of the 80s and the beginning of the 90s with GM, especially with Oldsmobile, with the new Aurora coming out for the 1995 model year, as well as still having the Cutlass Sierra Cruiser station wagon available. And in today's world, now that Oldsmobile's been gone for a little over 20 years, it's kind of weird to be thinking back about, talking about new Oldsmobiles that were coming out, but this is what was happening in 94, even a full line. Cutlass Supreme convertible, 88, 98, the Silhouette minivan, full product line from Oldsmobile in 1994. Plymouth, the Plymouth Acclaim, a holdover from the 80s, as well as the Plymouth Laser, a rebadged Mitsubishi, and then, of course, the Neon, just the same thing as they had with Dodge. I think it's the same picture even, because they were both Neons. Plymouth and Dodge called them both Neons. Just sold, one is a Plymouth, one is a Dodge. Glad you're here, Kevin. Have a good week. How about on to Pontiac? Obviously, one of my favorite divisions. There's one car on the end of this page we want to catch. The Bonneville, and a great car of the 90s. I think the Bonneville was very well designed and had a lot of style in that era. Bill Disk, no problem. Glad you were here, Bill. Mark's jumping off. Yeah, we're going to finish up this 1994 new cars, and then I think we're going to go ahead and wind up for tonight. We are running a little bit long here, but we're getting close to the end. So let's catch Pontiac here real quick. Obviously, I'm a Pontiac fan as well. The Firebird, the Grand Am, the Grand Prix, the Sunbird, who remembers the Sunbird, and, of course, the Transport minivan that was the sister to the Silhouette, and as well as the Chevrolet Lumina APV van. And that's true. That's another good point. some of those supercharged Grand Prix for the mid-90s, they were a heck of a car. They were a great car. You are 100% right, number one, on that mid-90s Grand Prix. For a V6 front-wheel drive car, they were a heck of a car. How about this one? Who remembers this? Something also kind of somewhat forgettable. The mid-90s Saturns. I've got a Silhouette and a Lumina APV van, and I'm keeping them. You never know. I mean, there's got to be somebody out there still has one. There's not going to be any parts for them. Nobody saved any of them. So I've got a couple of them, and I've saved them. Lee brings back some memories. Worked on most of these cars when I first started turning wrenches. Yeah. And what I like about this is, you know, I started with Chrysler in 97, so this was the beginning of a lot of those LH platform cars. I saw a lot of this stuff coming in still under warranty in 97 that we were dealing with. Nut Farm's going to jump off. Glad you were here tonight, Nut Farm. One more thing, since we got a VW fan, if our VW buddy's still on here tonight, let's look at the Volkswagens, and then we're going to go ahead and wind this thing down for tonight. And we'll wrap it up a little bit later. What did Volkswagen have that year? The Eurovan, the Golf, the Jetta. Let's take a look, and the Passat. Let's take a look at these Volkswagens real quick for our V, since we got our VW fan on here tonight. Hopefully he's still with us. Check out the new 94 VWs, and then we're going to call this one a wrap. So a few more things we're going to want to catch in here. We may go back to 1913 next week and then wrap this one up in a couple weeks. But I really enjoy this stuff. I'm glad you guys don't beat me up too bad for getting on some of this stuff into the 90s. Because just like Lee mentioned, this stuff's starting to bring back some memories for some of us as well. So I dig it. I'm glad you guys haven't raked me over the coals for it and have shown good interest in it. I've enjoyed it, and we'll still keep mixing things up with different eras and different generations. So we'll wrap that up for tonight on the magazine on the October 1993 issue of Motor Trend. The Nobody's Wrap. I didn't know there was a Nobody's Wrap. I don't know. Maybe we'll have one. You got me. But like I mentioned a little bit ago, Tuesday's going to be kind of up in the air. Depending on when this guy gets here to unload this car and how long it takes to unload the car. If he's got most of the parts packed inside where we can roll the car off and then just pluck the engine out and I can set it off the side, we should be fine. If he gets hung up and running behind schedule, then we may have to back off or postpone till the following week. So please bear that in mind. And if it is going to change, whether I back it up to later in the evening or postpone it till the following Tuesday, I will put a post up there. If you do not see a post by 5 or 6 o'clock, then we will be on as normal on Tuesday night. What else has happened this week? I've got a lot of new content to share with you. I've got some stuff from other yards to share with you. I've got a lot of stuff we've got to get to work on. So I don't know exactly what we're going to put up this week, but I know I got a lot of neat stuff to work with. So number one had a 94 Golf 10-year powertrain warranty. Got 2 free transmissions. Both your fault, but free. Well, hey, at least you admit to it. At least you're comfortable. You know what happened. So. But anyway, so we will get some more cool stuff up this week. And Tuesday will be up in the air. We'll see what happens. But regardless, we will be back here next Sunday night. Same bat time, same bat station for some more Sunday Night Live chat. What did I do to Jess? I bought her a hat. I bought her a present. I was going to give her 5 knuckles too, but sometimes she needs that too. But that's something else. Puerto Rico, you know, when you guys are out here in April, man, we got to do something for Puerto Rico. You got to put up with Jess every day. That's a challenge. So we got to be thinking about Puerto Rico. Please give Pete an email and a list of who's coming, what you're driving, and anything you're bringing to sell or trade. So, yep. But, yeah, and that's another good point, number one. We'll go ahead and put Pete's email address up there one more time just in case some of you guys are still hanging on here doesn't have it. And this thing's coming together, guys. It's going to be fun. And I'm kind of getting excited about it, especially once we kind of get some of these last few details hammered out on how we're going to do things. But we got a great idea. Appreciate that, Scott. Great number 201. You guys are awesome for coming back and supporting what we do here and making yourselves a big part of it. And I greatly appreciate it. Thank you for your support and being here and what happened. Whatever happened with Jess and the chocolate covered cashew brittle? She went back and got it the next day. So yeah, say that 10 times real fast. I had trouble saying it once if you couldn't tell. But she did go back and get it the next day. She was pretty excited about it. So we had a lot of fun. They're great people. Enjoyed it. And when we do a lot of times we stay at the same hotel. So we go out and eat. We ate both nights together. Had a lot of fun with them. Rico and Jess. Well, Rico, great dude. Jess, a little sketchy. Rico, he's a great dude though. I can't wait for some of you guys to meet him. So, how's anyone supposed to know what they'll be driving in April? That's true. They might be driving different cars by then. So, she does do a good job on camera. We got to coerce her a little bit, but she does a good job once we get her rolling. So, but anyway, with that, and if you guys didn't miss that, and I got that video up late. I was dealing with hotel Wi-Fi, so that video got posted late Friday night. I apologize. It was about 9:20 before I got that video up, so that was my fault. I was just trying to fighting through the hotel Wi-Fi to get it uploaded, but we did get it up Friday night. So, probably wouldn't hurt, Tim, to and that's another good idea, Tim. I'm glad you brought that up. Actually, and I don't know. I don't remember where you're at, Tim. Where are you located at? But yeah, if you're a maybe, it still probably would not be a bad idea to email Pete and tell him that you're a maybe. And that's another thing, like we were talking about. If we get too many people, we may have to, we may have to cut it off because we can't. I've got to keep it manageable and know who's coming. So I think that's a good idea, Tim. If you were a maybe, or anybody else that is a maybe, email Pete, say, I am a maybe, Northern Wyoming. Okay. That way you're on the string and you can keep up with what's going on. And if it works, you'll know where we're at, what's up and what's going on. But make sure that you tell Pete you're a maybe so he can keep a separate list. So, please, that's a great idea, Tim. I'm glad you brought that up. That will give Pete and I a better idea on what to expect and how to manage things. So, let's see. Very, very weak, 23 hours away. Yeah, I don't blame you, Kenny. Trust me. So, Frank said his parole will be up, so maybe he can come over. Good idea. I hope that works out. It was good to meet you too, Frank. So, but like I said, we've got an amazing group on here. You guys are awesome. I like that, number one. Same chat time, same chat channel. I guess that's another way to put it, as opposed to stealing the Batman thing. So, but that's cool, guys. It's coming together, and it's going to be a good time. And I'm surprised that you guys are coming, but I am thankful that you guys are coming and supporting this, and what this really is becoming. It's an awesome group, but without you guys, it would be nothing. It would be this dumb sitting in front of a camera babbling to himself. So you guys are what makes this. So anyway, I'm going to wind this thing down. Yeah, we're past 3 hours. I know a lot of you guys have stuff to do. Once again, thanks for coming by. I appreciate you hanging out. We'll see how Tuesday goes. I'll get some more new videos up regardless this week. And we will see you, Bad Boy Chevrolet, on the email from Pete. Yeah, one more time real quick, because it's got 2 D's on Bad and then an S at the end of Chevrolet. So still would like to see Dad come on. He'll be out there April 20th, so we'll have some content from there. But, yeah, we'll see if we can do that sometime maybe. See if we can get Dad to come on and hang out for a while. So. But anyway, thanks for bringing that up, Tim. I appreciate that. That would be a great idea to have a maybe list. So as we get closer to it, we can try to narrow that down. With that, we'll call this one a wrap. Episode number 201. 201. Episode number 201. Wow. That's a lot. That just sunk in more than doing 200 did for some reason. That's right. Bring your gloves and that ain't gonna let nobody slide. Yeah, 201. Episode number 201. Let's wrap it up, guys. Thanks. I appreciate you being here. Appreciate you making this what it is. Have a great week, everybody. And thanks for spending your Sunday evening with me and all the rest of us nobodies. Thanks for watching.